Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt. Welcome back to Farlands or Busts. A little bit of a delay there in myself getting started. Excuse me. Wolfie barked right away, but I had to reach across the desk and make sure that my speakers were off, which they were not. So there might have been an echo there. Probably not. There never is every time I'm worried that the speakers are on. But anyway, welcome back to Farlands or Bust, episode 488. It is. Whoop. I'm making a mess of things here. It is Wednesday. Is it not Wednesday? It is Wednesday, May 27th, 2015. And we are continuing west towards the far lands here in Minecraft Beta 1.7.3. And getting a boat, actually, rather pointlessly. Because this is not an ocean, this is just some sort of lake. But yeah, Beta 1.7.3 is the version of the video game we are playing. And we are continuing on, and we're still raising money for Child's Play charity. Despite, and or in spite, of reaching our goal of $50,000 last week, we are continuing to raise money at farlandsorbust.com. We are up to $50,277.17. Thank you to everybody who has donated this season, and of course, donated even after we've raised the amount. Much appreciated. That going to get toys, books, games to kids in hospitals around the world through Child's Play Charity. Learn more at childsplaycharity.org. Childsplaycharity.org is the website address on the internet and the World Wide Web that you should go to learn more about Child's Play Charity, see a list of the hospitals and organizations that they're partnered with, and all that good stuff. Good stuff indeed. You'll also see a little Farlands or Bust logo there, because you guys have helped rise us up into the platinum level of raising money-itude for the Child's Play Charity. So that is quite awesome indeed. Quite awesome indeed. Of course, I'm feeling tired. For some reason, it's warm here, but it's also been a little bit of a day. I recorded I didn't mean to do that, I meant to, now Wolfie's just gonna murder. Quick, shear the sheep before it gets murdered. I meant to shear the sheep. And now it has been murdered, as was foreseen in the prophecy. But yeah, I've actually, this episode is running very late, probably going up on the YouTubes. I recorded with the Mindcrack podcast, and we were having some very interesting technical issues. I think we found a solution, but it ran quite late. So I was on the Mindcrack podcast. I think that's kind of a tradition now. Whenever I show up on the Mindcrack podcast, it is directly following Riesling? Sit down and have a glass of Riesling, will you? No, raising. It is for raising the goal, reaching the goal for Child's Play Charity through Farlands or Bust. Oh, that didn't go all the way down. We gotta do something about that. There we go. Yes. The cycle is complete. So yeah, that seems to have happened. So look forward to that. I think, I don't know, when does that go up? Thursday? Tomorrow? Friday? I'm not sure exactly when that goes up. I should probably get informed as to such things as these. But yeah, let's look forward to that. Some interesting topics held, and of course, a new fancy pants. Professional-ish, not at all professional video. It is a video podcast now. There are video cameras upon our faces. So if you want to see my goofy mug during the Mindcrack podcast, really just kind of sitting patiently whilst other people are talking and much more knowledgeable about certain topics, that is where you can do that. Ooh, look at this. Oh, this is different. This is very different. Oh, it's neat. It's kind of split up here. Spread out, split up. Let's see. Let's check this out. So yeah, I'm a little bit, having been on the computer looking at video and recording and talking and being delayed and whatnot, I'm a little bit, I just like feel like, you know, that feeling you get when your eyes are like tired of absorbing light. So the best thing to do is to start playing Minecraft for the next 30 minutes. That's a great idea. We haven't done a picture in a while. Wolfie, right here. Nope, or there. Oh, he's doing exactly what I'm asking, but not in the right order. There we go. I suppose that'll do. Yeah, let's do a little postcard time. Boop. Oh, that was perfect. I think I got it. Oh, no, I didn't. I'm pressing number 1 and number 2, not the actual take picture. F2. F2. All right, there we go. Now I got it. Yeah, I was pressing 1 and 2 for the weapon selection. That is not right. I almost could have accidentally shot Wolfie. We need some food for Wolfie while we're at it. Wow, so yeah, this is bad. But anyway, my voice and my brain is bad. FLoB-athon. Let's talk about that. I still really don't have a plan. But I would like for it to be... These pigs are dry. I would like for it to be this weekend. That is to say, the final weekend of May. The 30th. When does May end? Hold on a second. All right, I'm back. Yeah, May ends on that Sunday. Oh, it seemed here. Let me back up. Let me row the boat backwards for a moment. It seemed as though many of you did indeed prefer the multi-day FLoB-athon, as was with the third or the second. Was that the second or the third? That was the second. Is this the fourth? Yes, this has got to be the fourth FLoB-athon. Okay, I've been using the wrong numbers. The second FLoB-athon was over 3 days, 3 8-hour days. If you remember, that was on the third day we lost Wolfie. if you need recollection, also featured during that FLoB-athon was Speedy Cam. Obviously, we won't be having that this year, but we had Speedy Cam during that FLoB-athon. Overall, probably the best FLoB-athon, in my personal opinion, and it seems like everybody else seems to have agreed. So I would like to do something similar, but I'm not ready to say, let's go Friday. So I'm still going to have a normal episode of Far Lands or Bust on Friday. It will definitely be the last episode of Far Lands or Bust in Season 5 prior to the FLoB-athon. The last episode, the season finale, generally is the video after the FLoB-athon when I build the F3 monument. So still look forward to that. I suppose in case you're new here over the past year and you haven't yet experienced the end of the season festivities, that's how it works. I'm going to have one more episode on Friday of actual regular Far Lands of Bust. I'll probably make a little bit of a deal about where I end up and where I make the final hidey hole. Put down a sign saying, here is where FLoB-athon 2015 starts. And then we will have FLoB-athon, which the majority of the time is literally this, but live streamed. I'm a little bit concerned, and everybody else seems to be concerned about the survivability of Far Lands or Bust, being as how we came a hair's breadth away, is that the terminology? Away from falling into a pit of lava, so I really have to keep my wits about me. So we'll have FLoB-athon, and then we'll press F3 live at the end of FLoB-athon. But then after that, I will record on my own, on my lonesome, another episode of Far Lands or Bust, the final episode of Season 5, and over that time, during that episode, I will build, probably some time-lapse-y stuff will go on. I'll build the F3 monument, try to make it unique and different from the previous monuments. And then we will say, right here is the final episode of Season 5 of Far Lands Bust. We'll see you next time in the season premiere of Season 6 of Far Lands Bust, where then we begin walking again. So that's how the end of the season stuff works. There'll probably be a little bit of a break between Season 5 and 6. But as far as in terms of just FLoB-athon itself, I kind of want to take it easy this year. Partially because I feel some of the major failings of the last FLoB-athon were in part to me trying to overdo it. I tried to overdo the website. I tried to do up the Twitch page. I tried to do up the broadcast thing. I had all these different layouts and windows for the actual Twitch overlay stuff that just became a little bit overbearing. The matter at hand is of the F3 contest. In the past, I have held a contest to guess what the F3 number is going to be, and then that person closest to that F3 number gets some sort of prize. That's very stressful. I'm still going to look into possibly doing it, but that is a stressful thing because I get hundreds and hundreds, if not upwards and beyond of 1,000 entries. And to make sure that those are all verifiable and legit and not spammed or botted is kind of a stressful thing indeed. And then, of course, getting in contact with the person who wins or people who win and getting them their prize becomes. And I'm not complaining. I'm not trying to sound lazy or lackadaisy or anything like that. I'm trying to fall back on my roots and make sure that the actual content, the actual video, the actual Far Lands of Bus journey is the focus of my attention. But we'll think about that. Oh, skeletons are spawning. Let's go to sleep and continue in the morning. And FLoB-athon-ness. Is this the... Yeah, this is the first night already. See, look at me. I'm, like, delusional. Can't even keep up with how many nights we've slept here in Far Lands of Bust. But yeah, I since the last episode will be Friday, I'm going to say, and I know some of you probably prefer far more advance notice. Oh, hey! This guy wants more advance notice. Oh, he's dead. He got no advance notice about his death, that's for sure. But we'll probably do... I'm trying to decide between a 2-day and a 3-day. We could do Saturday, Sunday. Hi. We could do Saturday, Sunday, so just think about the FLoB-athon starting on Saturday. If I do 3-day, it would be Saturday, Sunday, Monday, just because Friday I still want to just have a normal Far Lands or Bust. I do realize Monday is kind of not a great day because people are working or sometimes some of you may still be in school. I don't know how your school system works, but... yeah, Saturday, Sunday, maybe Monday, but I would schedule it so that it would be in the evening of Monday that I actually press F3 for the final event for the FLoB-athon. But yeah, I just want to kind of take it easy and actually be able to sit back and enjoy and celebrate with you guys on Twitch and here on YouTube, but also maybe have some guests on Skype. Maybe we'll do Far Lands or Bust, obviously the majority of the time, but we'll take some breaks to maybe just chat, hang out, maybe play some other, maybe, I don't know, maybe if Lorgon 111 is around. I don't want to like put pressure on anybody. You have to be at the FLoB-athon. We'll play a couple rounds. We'll gather a group and play a couple rounds of Minecraft Bingo. It's probably got to all be Minecraft, and check that stuff out. But the majority of it is Far Lands or Bust. I do indeed need to make sure that I make regular backups because it was indeed a problem even simply the last FLoB-athon where I walked. For about it's about an hour is the threshold. You walk for about an hour, and you don't quit and save and back up the world. If you walk for about over an hour, the game's memory, it's got memory leaks. I think this version of the game is what that's been associated with. But the game's memory actually causes the game to crash. It's just it has nothing to do with the Far Lands. It's just generating new land and having to write that new terrain, and then for some reason the memory leaks out of its ear, and it's a mess. The game froze, and we lost, like I said, a little bit over an hour of progress during the last FLoB-athon because we all decided that okay, that was a game glitch. We can't say we lost the Far Lands because of a game glitch, so I had to go back and load up a backup. So that's the reason we do that. So maybe perhaps during those times, we'll take frequent breaks to stand up and walk around and enjoy the scenery, get some fresh air, let the dog out, because that is now a thing I need to take care of, so I can't just go straight through. But yeah, let us say Saturday, May 30th. Saturday, May 30th will be the first day of FLoB-athon on twitch.tv/KurtJMac. I don't know when I'll be starting. I suppose those times I started the other live streams seemed to work out, make people, pretty happy enough. It was late enough in the day where people aren't too early in America, but also not too late in Europe. So like 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific is I think generally a good time to start. But yeah, I don't want to. The problem with the previous FLoB-athons is I was like preparing and making graphics and updating websites and checking cameras and video and internet speeds, literally up to the second before I went live, which is often why I would be like half an hour late. I don't want that to be a major issue here. Also, I'm trying not to over-prepare in the unfortunate event that my internet doesn't like me. That's happened during the 4-year Far Lands or Bust live stream, is the internet suddenly didn't like me. So we have to keep that under contingency. The fact that we could be streaming into like the 3rd hour of FLoB-athon and my internet will go down. Nothing nefarious or anything like that. Please don't freak out, oh my god, Kurt's getting DDoSed or anything like that. I have protections for those sort of situations, but it's just the internet itself, especially on a weekend. Congestion may be high. If we do drop, it's generally my upload that dies, so I'm still able to communicate with you guys and let you know what's going on. So that we may have to keep that in mind. So if it becomes shorter than necessary, we may have to extend the FLoB-athon a little bit. I suppose it would be nice to get a total of 24 hours like we did during the second FLoB-athon. We did 3 8-hour days. It would be nice if it is a 2-day thing. Maybe we'll do 2 12-hour days. That might be pushing it, but we'll work with it. We'll just go with the flow. It's the new relaxed and more casual and more comfortable, flowy, zen-like Far Lands or Bust. No more of this stressing yourself out so you get sick, Kurt, and then miss half of your FLoB-athon that you've scheduled for so long, because that's what happened last time, and I do not wish to repeat such a thing. Have I made my point? Have I used the last 15 minutes of this video to thoroughly make my point? I think so. So let's look forward to that. FLoB-athon this weekend. I'll have more specific details. Murder! Sheep murder! I'll have more specific details in Friday's episode of Far Lands or Bust. Indeed. So let's get to getting these questions from donors. People who have been kind enough to donate to Child's Play charity. Right off the bat, an anonymous donor has asked, I'm a relatively new fan of Far Lands or Bust. So I don't know why, or I don't know if you've answered this or not. I have. I've mentioned it. I mentioned it 4 years ago to the day when I introduced Child's Play charity. But they asked, what made you choose to donate to Child's Play charity? I chose Child's Play charity a few reasons. Obviously, it was easily recognizable to me as somebody who was a fan of Desert Bus for Hope, Mario Marathon, even people like MC Gamer with Zeldathon supported Child's Play charity in the past. So it was an easily recognizable charity, obviously very gaming centered. They already had things built in that really anticipated the gaming charity, the gaming marathon style fundraiser. So that made it a little bit easy for me as a beginning YouTuber to decide I want to do a charity thing. Okay, Child's Play charity is right there. It's gamers. It's in the name. It's about video games, helping out a good cause. But also, there's a little bit of a personal-ish side to it. Is that I first learned about Minecraft through Penny Arcade, through the Penny Arcade comic strip, the webcomic. They had a series way back in the day, in the alpha days, in early 2010, mid 2010 really, about Minecraft, and then they talked about how addictive it was or whatever. It was a funny comic, and I'm like, well, I have to check out what Minecraft is. So I go on to Google or YouTube and search Minecraft gameplay. Lo and behold, I find X's Adventures in Minecraft and get obsessed with that and watch that series all the way through. And of course, by about the 3rd episode, I'm like, I have to buy this game. So I bought the early access of Minecraft back in July. It was either July or August of 2010. I think, or it might have been September, late summer of 2010, I bought Minecraft, and it all stemmed from seeing it first mentioned in Penny Arcade. And of course, for those of you who are unaware, Penny Arcade started Child's Play charity. It's spun off. It's an independent thing running on its own now. But the folks at Penny Arcade started Child's Play charity. So it came full circle there through multiple. I just picked up some seeds through multiple channels, but that's how we've ended up with Child's Play charity. And like I said, they've been super supportive of Far Lands or Bust thus far. I met them multiple times, specifically Jamie, who is the lead. I'm afraid I don't know her title off the top of my head. Community fundraising lead. There's only 3 people who work at Penny Arcade full time, and she's one of them. Met her a couple times at those PAXs, PAX Prime, and PAX South more recently. And you know, they all know Far Lands or Bust, and it's a great thing, and it's just kind of gone hand in hand. So yeah, that's kind of where that came from, and we've just continued to support them. People have recommended maybe I should open it up to other charities, and we'll do that maybe. I started out Season 5 saying we would definitely do that, and that didn't work out too great. I had other things kind of take my attention away from what I was doing on YouTube, which is fine, but now we're back. So we might, but I think we'll always, no matter what, have a donate to Child's Play charity thing associated with Far Lands or Bust. And like I said, maybe we'll pick up another charity here. Maybe we'll, the EFF looks really cool, or something on this side, St. Jude's, or you know, whatever other organization we decide. Child's Play charity will always be on that homepage or donate page or whatever ends up happening at farlandsorbust.com. So yeah, thank you very much for your donation. Obviously, you thought it was a good choice if you donated to Child's Play charity. And your question, Anonymous. So let's make the second elevated hidey hole. Oh, that is not going to happen on grass, that's for sure. 1, 2, 3, or a little shrubbery, whatever that is. Foliage, crabgrass, some dandelion greens. So yeah, let's go to sleep and continue in the morning. And awakeness. And awakeness. Right, Wolfie? Are you doing alright? He's doing alright on the health. You know what I can do? I could use more torches. Torches. I know, Wolfie. We're getting moving soon. Oh! I wanted to do that a little bit more roundly, but I ended up with a spare. Oh, hi. How are you? Do you have a spawner down here? Ooh, maybe. Maybe not. Let's just leave. Alright, there's that one torch. Enjoy your nightlight. Oh, you're actually not going to be able to enjoy it at all. You're going to be dead. You're burning to death. Boop. Alright, continuing on. We have a question from Brian. Did I ask this already? Or answer this? What will you do when you finally get to the Far Lands? What's next? Yeah, I think I've answered this one already. I think I remember saying it wasn't Brian, Dr. Brian Lorgon 111. This is a different Brian, spelled differently. But yeah, I don't even, it's not even a thought in my mind what I'm going to do when I reach the Far Lands. There was a recent video on Wired. Not a very good video in my opinion. It's some sort of 8-bit series where they have a Stephen Hawking computer voice over the video. They talk about how big is Minecraft, and it's like 8 times the surface area of the Earth. And there's one YouTuber who's trying to reach the end, and they miscalculated. They thought that I had walked 1479940 kilometers, when in actuality it's meters. Each block is a meter. So they accidentally calculated that I had walked 939,000 miles from spawn. It's just 939 point something. So they did a few calculations wrong, but they actually did. They did mention the charity, Child's Play charity, which is something that most mentions of Far Lands or Bust miss. But yeah, they say then, of course, it's going to take another 21 years to reach the Far Lands at the current pace. It is not even a glimpse of a mote of dust on a sunbeam of a thought as to what I would quote-unquote do when we reach the far lands. I'm far more interested in just continuing, and, you know, the next step, the next noticeable boundary we're going to reach is going to be the next little offset. See, now we're 2 pixels off. Of course, we're going to have to wait another 400 some odd episodes, but the next thing will be 4 texture pixels off, and, you know, that's kind of the next milestone I'm really looking forward to. It might take another 4 years to even get there, so even that is less of a thought in my head, really. But yeah, I do appreciate the donation and the question, and congratulations, you had that question asked twice on Far Lands or Bust, perhaps, possibly. Here we go, here's a fun one. I've actually held on to this for quite a while. But this one is from Chris in Canada, and I'm afraid I'm probably not going to do this as well as you think I will, but Chris says, I hope you do not mind, but you sound like Jeff Goldblum. Could you please quote him from Jurassic Park on Far Lands or Bust, and dedicate it to Liz? Alright, to Liz, here is my Jeff Goldblum impression, which apparently is just my normal voice, so I'm not really going to try too hard to make it Jeff Goldblum-y. So that's where the percentage of what this is going to fail. But here it goes. Hold on, let me just get some additional resources here very quickly. I've seen Jeff Goldblum on, what is he advertising? Apartments.com. It's really weird commercials on TV for Apartments.com. It's the apartment internet. Oh man. So okay, here we go. They've given me the entire quote to say. And here it goes. Jurassic Park. Just get yourself in the mindset here. If there's one thing the history of evolution has taught us, it's that life will not be contained. Life breaks free. It expands to new territories and crashes through barriers, painfully, maybe even dangerously, but, well, there it is. I'm simply saying that life, finds a way. See, that didn't sound... See, I changed my voice. So if you think I sound like Jeff Goldblum, and I just changed my voice to try to sound like Jeff Goldblum, it's not going to sound like Jeff Goldblum. But yeah, thank you very much, Chris, for that donation. You've probably forgotten and perhaps aren't even watching anymore, but that I remember that one came in months ago, but I've always kind of put it down at the bottom of the list because I didn't want to embarrass myself. This whole series is about embarrassing yourself, KurtJMac. Get used to it. That's what YouTube is. YouTube. Embarrass yourself. That should be the subhead. We got another question here from an anonymous donor. Life finds a way. Nah, see, I have to watch the scene to get his inflection. I don't know. Sorry. Another question here. If you had... Watch your step, KurtJMac. Notice how I kind of panicked. I'm like, good thing that was just water. We're all right. Everything's fine. Calm down. If you had to give an award to your fellow Mindcrack members, anything from Best Gamer, Best Series, Most Friendly, what awards would you give out? And if you don't want to single people out, what award would you get? I would get Most Introverted, Most Quiet, Most Not Participating in the group as much as they should. He says, having just done the Mindcrack podcast. Yeah, I was never a big fan of these sort of things. I was never a big fan of these sort of things at all. There was... no, actually, I'm not going to say that. Never mind. Sorry, there was a little bit of a personal story. You know where they do it in school? When you're, like, graduating? I came up with a funny one for a classmate. That like nobody got, but I don't want to like. I'd have to say the entire person. The joke is the name. He had a name of a famous celebrity, and it was like one of those things that nobody mentioned. It's like, oh, you have this name, okay, but like nobody ever made fun of it. So I felt like it would be an apropos time to prior to graduating from school, say this person is most likely to end up like this person, and I made some sort of joke about that, but I don't want to like say the person's full name because then you might be able to be like, oh, I don't know what you would do that information, but I'm not going to start giving out people's names who I went to school with. Regardless, The awards to the Mindcrackers. Yeah, that's really tough. I don't know that I can, and it's one of these things I don't want to leave people out. I mean, they would all just be kind of memes and stuff, would they not? Like, Good would be the most nervous. Ah. Then that's about it. What would somebody like? Avidia, most chill, or something like that. Milby, most what's the word that we used in the speedrunners? Vain, yes, most vain, because he gets made fun of because people think he's vain for having a webcam on his videos. MC Gamer for what is MC Gamer's most charitable, most Zelda-ish, Zelda-ical, most Triforce-ish, I don't know. So yeah, I'm terrible at these things, but that was an interesting question. But perhaps that's probably something left most up to the fans, as opposed to someone like myself who rarely gets to watch as many of their videos anymore, of anybody, simply because I'm too busy making my own. But yeah, that was a question that came in. C. Richter asked, what is your biggest motivation in life? Wow, that's a spicy meatball. Oh, it's a little mini ravine. That's neat. Before ravines were even in the game. I got ravines. Got ravines for days. Biggest motivation in life? I'm not sure I've found it. If you want, like, a perfectly honest yet somewhat disappointing answer, I try to keep myself motivated, I suppose, but I don't have any sort of, like, specific goal in mind, or somebody I like, cherish and look up to and try to emulate. So, yeah. And I don't think that's a problem. Like, I'm sure there's some people who have, like, you know, like Neil deGrasse Tyson knew when he was 9 years old he wanted to be an astrophysicist, and that's, like, the story he always tells. And that's like, okay, great. That's guided his life throughout his entire life. But I think it's okay not to have a singular motivation. I mean, you can have a bunch of little ones, and even not so much even for life. Like, what is your motivation for today? For this day? Like, what is your goal? Or what is your motivation for the hour? Like, mine is, okay, I gotta eat lunch and kind of recover from the podcast, because they bludgeoned me. Left with a bloody nose. And then record Farlands of Bust. That is my motivation for the moment. So yeah, I don't know that it's a bad or a good thing to have a motivation for life. So I can't quite say that I have one in particular. I mean, there's people I like to see happy. I like to be happy, but I don't. And that motivates me to do certain things in those situations. But am I making the sense? Am I getting too? What's the word I'm looking for? Am I getting too philosophical? There we go. There'll be plenty of time for philosophy in the upcoming FLoB-athon. Look forward to that starting, like I said, Saturday, May 30th. Am I getting those dates right? Yeah, today's 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th. Yeah, 30th. I just had to count that out on my fingers because I'm 12. 10, 11, 12. Yes, I'm 12. And we'll get to accidentally breaking a hole open in our hidey hole here. And we'll get to continuing to walk and raise money for Child's Play charity. And then we'll get to pressing F3 to finally see how far we have walked. But we'll have one more episode of Farlands Bust, episode 489. That'll round out good. That means then that the final episode of season 5 will be episode 490. It's a nice round number. We'll be able to then, I don't know, be happy about that. And we'll continue like that. But yeah, you can keep donating. Like I said, to Child's Play charity at farlandsbust.com. Even though we've raised our goal, we'll certainly be trying to reach additional goals as the FLoB-athon goes on live. It's always helpful to get donations in live, and we'll probably, in the times we take breaks to back up the world, look at what donations have come in, and if you have any more questions or just things you want to say, little thank yous and whatnot, that would be a cool thing to do during the FLoB-athon. And we'll have guests and gluten-free pizza and sweet iced tea for everybody. It's gonna be a party. It's gonna be a party, everybody. Bring some snacks. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this episode of Farlands Busts. Looking forward to wrapping it up. And stopping forever. No. Wrapping up season 5. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Kurt. I gotta be careful. People are gonna be like, oh my god, he's stopping Farlands and Bust. No. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Kurt. I will see you next time. Life finds a way.